Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we will be making homemade hearty beef chili in a crock pot. Yes. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications. You will need ground beef, minced garlic, red kidney beans, black beans, both drained and rinsed, diced tomatoes with their juices, diced tomato with chiles and their juices, onions, tomato sauce, cumin, chili powder, oregano, garlic powder, pepper, and salt. First, you want to add your ground beef into a preheated skillet to cook and brown the beef. Use a spatula or fork to break down the meat as it cooks. I chose a fork because that's what was available to me at the time, but I do recommend a spatula. It does the job a lot easier. Be sure to cook the beef on medium heat and continue to use your fork or spatula to break down the meat until the beef is nice and brown. Once the beef is almost fully brown, add your onions to the beef. Let the beef continue to brown and cook the onions until they're translucent. I chose to add sliced onions instead of diced onions to the beef for flavor, since some people in my home does not like the texture of onions and don't like onions but doesn't mind the flavor it gives. I'm completely confused, but personally I love onions, but these onions will be removed. Next, you want to add your minced garlic and all the dry seasonings. That includes the salt, the garlic powder, the black pepper, the cayenne pepper, the cumin, the chili powder, the oregano, and please be sure to get all of your seasonings. They are important. You will see me here making sure that I get and use all of my seasonings. Not one piece of oregano will be left behind. So just please be sure to make sure that you put all of your dry seasoning and minced garlic into the beef, as they are important. And there I go, making sure I don't leave no piece of oregano behind and no other seasonings behind. And we're just going to be sure that we get all of those seasonings in here. Mix and cook the seasonings into the beef. Please be sure to mix and cook the ingredients into the beef well, you guys, and turn the stove off when it's done. This totally smells good already. Remove the onions at your discretion. As I explained earlier, I do have some family members or some family that does not desire the texture of onions, that do not like onions, but does not mind the flavor of onions. So I'm going to be careful in removing these onions from the beef. And if you have a similar situation, I suggest sliced onions, as I stated before, because they will be easier to remove from that beef when it is time. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to remove these onions one by one, making sure I do not leave any in here, because they will act the food or cut up, wherever you're from, whatever, phrase that you guys usually use for when someone show out in regards to something they do not like. So just remove all of those onions. Now let's transfer your beef from your skillet to your crock pot. Doesn't that look good already? Now add your beans, tomatoes, and tomato sauce. We're going to add our red kidney beans first. Please make sure they're rinsed and drained, as well as our black beans that have been rinsed and drained. Now we're going to go ahead and add our diced tomatoes with their juices still in those, and we're just going to pour all of that into the crock pot. And now we're going to do the diced tomato with the chiles and their juices as well. Add that to the crock pot, as well as the tomato sauce, and we're just going to pour all of that all over into the crock pot. Be sure your crock pot is on high heat, and go ahead and mix all of those ingredients into each other within the crock pot. So we're just gonna mix, give it a good mix, so all of the ingredients are mixed well. And we're gonna make sure that we cook this on high for about 4 hours. So go ahead and mix that, mix it well, and cook for 4 hours. Add your lid to your crock pot and be sure to check on the progress after 2 hours in. And as you can see some grease at the top. We did not drain our ground beef. If you do not want the grease within your chili, however, I love it in there, you can take it and spoon it off of the top of the chili after the 2 hour in mark, and then you will let it cook for another 2 hours. But I'm going to just leave the grease within my chili, mix it again, Mix it well, and let it cook for 2 more hours. And it's ready, you guys. Nice and hearty and so delicious. Just look at it. What a wonderful and great dish for the cold winter time. I chose to do a chili bowl with cheese and sour cream with also jalapeno Fritos. Those are my favorite with the chili, as well as a loaded baked potato and a chili bowl with cheese and sour cream. I hope you guys really enjoyed these dishes, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.